So here we are, another Friday, another opportunity for us to provide you an update on what's happening at Wellspring these days as we work across the state in this time of pandemic. We're doing this a little bit different today, as you can already tell. With me through Zoom is Sean DeFore, our Senior VP and Chief Operating Officer, and Sean's going to be able to provide you an update directly here in a moment. So we'll take advantage of this technology and have a chat with you all. About 2 weeks ago, the federal and state leaders started to sort of give us warnings that we were heading into what was likely going to be a tough couple of weeks. And we've seen that play out, certainly Southeast Michigan, other parts of Michigan certainly being affected. It's time for us to note that COVID has entered Wellspring in several different ways. We have staff who have been affected really in various places around the state as they're out and about and as they're serving people or just out and about in the community. We've had some exposure through staff who are now home and getting better, and we're thankful for that. But we've also had COVID enter a couple of our facilities, specifically our Frankenmuth nursing home and our Saginaw Senior Living campus. And so we have a handful of cases that are being cared for, of course. Our planning, our preparation, our work in knowing that that day would likely come has paid off. And so we're in the process of managing that, making sure that our staff is safe and being attended to, and that our residents are well cared for as well. We knew that time was coming. We've been in constant contact with our health system, our hospital partners, with the local health department, and even with the state of Michigan. And we're receiving really good affirmation from all of those parties that we are doing everything that can be done and then some. And all that preparation is paying off for us. So, but that is the fact. We always thought it was an inevitability given the sort of work we do, and so now here we are. And so, Sean, I know you and your teams have been doing incredible work out there, and so I want to turn it over to you for an update on what's on your mind.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Dave, it's this has been a tough week, and we're entering a tough period, which we knew was coming, and we've been gearing up for this. I've been extremely pleased and impressed with the way our staff have stepped up, shown lots of courage, and stepped forward to take care of our residents and clients across the state, despite their fears and their concerns. It's a scary moment to have to say that COVID has actually found its way into Wellspring, but it's the reality that we've been preparing for. And we've spent the last month setting up isolation areas in every one of our facilities in anticipation of one of our residents becoming positive and infected, and then moving them so they're separate from the rest of the population. And now we have the opportunity to put those preparations into action. And what we're seeing is that they are working in containing the infection from spreading to other areas of our facilities, which is great. We have all of our staff now wearing masks at all times in all the facilities to help limit any potential spread. And we have been spending the last month building up our supply of protective equipment for our employees. And I'm proud to say that at this point, we actually have a fairly healthy stock of masks, gowns, gloves, face shields, you name it, so that our staff are protected when they're working with residents who've been exposed. So far, our efforts seem to be working. I also wanted to say that I'm just incredibly grateful for the courage and the strength that our staff have shown every day. I think you used the term, Dave, that we are second-tier first responders, and I don't want our staff or the community to forget that. We have individuals who need us to care for them every day. We don't have the luxury of staying home, and our staff have risen to that challenge and that call exceptionally well. And I've been encouraged by how much we've been working across our divisions, our child welfare, senior services divisions, to support each other. And I'm grateful for the team that we have and the Wellspring spirit that we've seen so far. I also wanted to highlight a special effort that we've started called Wellspring Cares. And hopefully everybody who's watching this video has had a chance to see a couple of the additional videos we've put out. And this is our way of trying to share what expertise we have with the community, talking about things like trauma or how to maintain recovery for those struggling with substances during this time. And that's just our way of showing thanks to the community that has supported us through this and has been by our side week after week.
Yeah, thanks, John. That's great. I appreciate the update, and certainly your leadership and that of your teams has been incredible. And I'm thinking about the conversation you and I had just the other day with our friend and colleague and medical director, Dr. Greenwell, who said that in these times, character isn't formed, it's revealed. And we're seeing that in our staff and their passion for their work, their commitment to the mission, their commitment to one another, and certainly their commitment to our clients and residents. It's been a beautiful thing to watch and a real blessing. So today's not just any Friday. Today is Good Friday, and that's a special day in so many ways. For those of you who have been following along with us on our 30-day countdown of April through our 30 days of prayer, you'll maybe already note today, if you've seen it, that our devotion today that's been put out is really about loss. And we note that God knows loss because he experienced it himself with his son. And so we see loss all around us these days, and loss has found its way to the Wellspring family. I mentioned earlier we have some staff who have been stricken with COVID. We actually had a staff member pass away this past week, and that has hurt our hearts, as you can imagine. We know we have staff members who have lost family members, and that hurts us to see them grieve. And we have lost we've lost a couple of residents this week as well. And we grieve all of that. And on Good Friday, we remember that God grieves with us. And yet we know that he puts it all back together and right as we celebrate Easter in just a couple of days. And so we never get stuck on Good Friday. We look ahead and we know that that is where the hope lies for us. So as we begin to sort of wrap up here, I did just want to remind you that if you have questions or comments or concerns, you can get those directly to me, to Sean, and to Jill Heiser through our COVID-19 at wellspringlutheran.com email address that we've put out there. Please use that. We're very attentive to those things. And I just want to remind you that we've said this all along, God is with us. He has been with us all along, and he will continue to be with us. And we count on that. So we ask that you would continue those prayers that we know you're offering for us and so many others. We ask that you would take care of yourself and one another, and be a blessing to those around you. That's how we're going to get through it. Sean talked about the Wellspring family coming together, and if you're watching this video, you're part of that family. And so we want you to be well. Thank you.